It's like So today's episode is going to be episode 1 of Q&A questions. We're just going to go over some questions. We're going to discuss them, and I'm going to answer them. So if you guys have questions for the next episode, put them in the comments below. Snapchat me, Instagram me, whatever you want. Send me questions, and I'll answer them in the next episode. First question.
What up, everyone?
First question is it better to breathe through your mouth or nose during sparring? Okay, so it's an MMA question, fighting question, or any sports-related question. Sparring is talking about fighting, so you usually have your mouth guard in your mouth and you're getting punched in the face.
So traditionally, I learned that when you're doing like exercise or something, breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. So it's kind of both. But I don't know, maybe with sparring it's different because maybe when you get punched, you need to just breathe out through the mouth or something like that. That's what.
So typically in sparring, that's a very good point. Typically in sparring, you guys want to breathe through your nose, out through your mouth. Again, same concept. The only difference is as the intensity increases, it's going to be harder to do so. Yeah. And a lot of people still don't know how to breathe through their diaphragm. A lot of people keep a lot of the stress up here and breathe just with their upper part. You know, your lungs cover a very wide range. So using your diaphragm, your back, your whole breathing cycle, that's something that people need to work on. So if I say breathing through your mouth or nose during sparring, I breathe through my nose and my mouth. I do both. The higher intensity it goes, the more oxygen I need to take in for my body to use to produce energy. That's what I need. So I need more oxygen coming in. I'm not going to get enough just breathing through my nose. I'm going to get enough with an orifice, and then that will be able to allow me to take in more oxygen. All right. Next question is it good to eat carbs before a workout? Yes. No. Why yes? It allows you to have more energy in your body so you can perform better during an exercise. You guys could check out my episode on one of the videos I posted. I'll link it somewhere here. I think maybe on the top corner or something. It's all about the carb cycle and how everything works, glycolysis and all that, so check that out. But typically, you would want to eat carbs, I'd say about an hour to an hour and a half before a workout. Again, high glycemic foods would be better. So we're talking about like starchy foods, white potatoes, white rice, fruits. But be careful with the fruits. You don't have too much of that. The only issue I would have for is it good to eat carbs before a meal is dependent on how much you eat and how close you eat it to your workout. Because don't forget, whenever you consume anything, whether it be carbs, fat, protein, your body goes into storage mode, right? So if you do it very close to when you're going to work out, you're going to fatigue a lot quicker. So let's say I eat 30 minutes before and I have a very excess amount. I'm going to decrease the amount of gastric emptying and I'm going to increase the amount of storage. My body doing that before a workout, that's kind of going to put me in a very fatigue-ish type of mode. Again, I explained this very clearly in an episode, in a video actually, and I drew pictures and everything. Check it out. But yes, have carbs before workout. I'll try to push it an hour and a half before, and then again, have carbs after as well.
Next question. Does working out in warm clothes help you lose weight faster?
No.
Okay.
It helps you lose water quicker just because you're increasing the temperature of your body. Losing weight, especially fat, has nothing to do with putting more clothes on. Okay? To lose fat is a whole different story. Putting on warm clothes, I would see in an MMA view or wrestling view, anyone that has to make weight for its competition, wearing more clothes would just allow you to kind of sweat more, like empty out more water, basically, but not to lose more weight.
But here's the thing. A lot of people think, well, I've read this before, that if you sweat more, you overheat your body. For that, your body needs to compensate and cool itself down. Therefore, it will use more energy to do that, right? To go back into homeostasis. So, I mean, obviously it's all about the diet, but you are spending more calories if you're training in warmer clothes, or no? That's wrong.
That's wrong. That doesn't work like that. It's It's as if I would tell you, okay, I'm gonna go in a sauna and wear a t-shirt and sit down. And I'm gonna sweat like a monster.
Right.
But am I burning more? I'm just emptying out more water. Like in the end, that's the
Right.
weight. That's the weight. That's
because that's how your body cools down. By
your
emptying out the water.
body cools down by sweating.
On the other side, though, people like Tim Ferriss says, go take cold showers and go for cold. He doesn't say that, but he says that people have played with it. Like Michael Phelps, he swims in cold water, so he expands more energy, and that way it does work, yeah, because your body's trying to heat itself up.
No,
and that
no. What
burns fat to do that.
I don't know. I'm not going to give a right answer here.
Okay,
I don't know the right study, but I do cold showers. I've done ice baths and everything. There's a science to it of how it helps proliferation. It's just like the amount of speed up of recovery of your body. Like when I was in Vegas, I did those cryo baths.
All right,
and it's like minus like 146 degrees. Like I've done that. And that just helps to like speed up recovery.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to help with weight loss in a sort of way, but recovery-wise, I would say yes. Yeah. But if we're talking about like how you're going to expend energy,
it's not the most efficient.
The energy like the energy expenditure that's going to come is from how much oxygen you're taking in.
I see.
Like that's how it is. That's how it works. It's your RQ quotient that you can figure out by doing a open spirometry test that's widely used in the cardiologist field, in the medical field, in the athletic field. You put a mask on, you run, and all they do is calculate how much VO2 you're taking in, how much CO2 you're breathing out. There, they can tell you exactly what percentage your body is burning fat or carbs or protein, all like not protein, fats or carbs mostly. Right. Then you get a value of how much oxygen you take in when you're at rest, how much oxygen you take in when you're exercise, right. And see if you can increase it, decrease it. Really? So athletes that have a higher VO2 number, a right. VO2 max number, you're talking about like cyclists, some of them have a value of like 89, 95 VO2 max. That's hard. A trained athlete is usually like 60 to 70. Nice. You're talking someone that's like at 90. Yeah. So he's able to recruit more oxygen into his body to allow that oxygen to be used in the cycle of metabolism to produce more ATP. Whoa. You know what I mean? So burning more is dependent on how well you trained. It's not dependent on if I take an ice bath or if I'm hot or not. It's really honestly dependent on how much oxygen you're giving your mitochondria to use.
It's a different game, you're saying.
It's a different game.
Cool. Is water the weight I'd want to lose?
No. You don't want to lose water. No, you dehydrate your body, you're going to screw everything up, you're going to slow everything down. Everything in your body is water. That's what you need. No. Okay? Water should be your last resort. And if I would cut water, because it does happen, I've done it before.
For weight?
Max 5 pounds. Like,
oh, really?
Max. Don't even try to go more than that. Okay, I've done 8 and I was on the floor. I know some guys that cut 10 pounds. Like, don't even go there. You're asking to just screw everything up in your system. Shit. So no,
also,
don't.
Does it depend kind of how lean you are? For me, I feel like I could lose more water weight.
No, but don't lose water weight. Like, right, don't. You don't want that at all.
Okay. How does cutting work? Like, someone asked, how does cutting work? Like, you gotta cut the fat, then bulk the muscle, or bulk the fat that you burn. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, I think he's trying to ask, should you
cut then bulk,
or bulk then cut? Okay. Daniel has been doing this also. He fasts a lot. So he's cutting and bulking kind of at the same time. He's like trying to get lean and bigger, but he's also trying to slim down on the body fat. And scientifically, you're able to do both. You can bulk and cut at the same time. It's like, it's proven. It's science-based. I could give you like a whole book and lecture on it. It's in my book of notes from school. But you can bulk and burn at the same time. Again, it's dependent on how much oxygen you're able to bring into your body to burn more fat, right? Me and him, I'm not saying he's not trained, but me and him are not on the same athletic level. Oh. So just sitting down right now, I'm able to burn more calories than he is. That's just a fact. Because my body is more well trained to take in more oxygen than his is. So because of that fact, I'm able to utilize more fat and carbs to burn. And as well, if I put that in a training perspective, if me and Daniel were to work at a 70% intensity of our VO2 max, I would burn more fat than he would. That's how it works. Okay? So bulk, you could do both. You could do both. You want to add something?
Yeah, sure. No,
okay.
Actually, yeah. Okay, let's say they were saying, I want to do it like quote unquote the more traditional way, where I do one, then the other. Which one do you recommend to do first?
Bulk.
Bulk?
Bulk.
Bulk.
Bulk, like bulk and...
Alright. How does cardio work?
Yo, guys, write these questions clearly, please. This is like I'm playing Scrabble with your words right now. How does cardio work?
How does cardio work? This guy hears that it helps you lift weight better.
It's bad if you do too much cardio, if you fatigue yourself. That's bad. Okay. Does it help you lift weight? No.
Then you need to explain fatigue, though.
I will explain.
Like some people,
I'll go into it.
5-minute walk and they're like, I'm tired.
No.
I'm fatigued.
No, I'll go into it. But I'm going to answer the first one. Does it help you lift weight? No. Indirectly, does it help you lift weight? Yes. The reason I'm saying indirectly, again, it's all about how much oxygen you're able to deliver to your muscle. Your mitochondria, your cells, we're going to go all the way down to the base. So if you look at a muscle, in it you have a whole bunch of cells, a whole bunch of mitochondria, you have your cytosol, you have everything there. If you're able to bring in more oxygen, you're able to produce more energy, you're able to lift more. Indirectly. It's not your muscle is going to be able to lift more, just you're going to be able to flood that muscle with so much oxygen that it'll be able to perform more and you'll be able to see more gains as you do your...
That's also a good point. Like, in a sense of another indirect way, if you do cardio and quote-unquote lose some fat, you will be like more shredded and look better. So when you actually do work out, it's like better motivation, you know? When you actually see your muscles develop and grow.
Exactly.
Compared to if you're just like really chubby and, you know, you don't really see anything
That's
happening.
True. And like Daniel said, for fatigue, I'm not talking about you do 5 minutes or 15 minutes or even 20 minutes of cardio every day and you're like, whew, that was a hard like HIIT training. I'm done, I'm tired. I'm talking about fatigue, like you run your body down to the ground, even you do it earlier than you expect, right? So if I were to train, if Daniel would come train with me, okay, more than in my training camp, and he did every day that I did, he would be tired during the week, his body would be fatigued, and then he would fully be fatigued probably the week after, because you wouldn't know.
What do you mean?
If I were to do a bicep curl, right? If I do that bicep curl every day for 7 days, I might not know that I'm fatigued on the 4th day.
Oh, but on the 7th.
But I am fatigued. I am. It's like my muscle didn't get enough chance to recuperate, get enough food in, and just rest and rehydrate and just relax and build the protein back up, or just let the body recuperate. You don't feel it. But on the 5th, 6th, 7th day, you're like, dude, like my arm is like it's done.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking about done. Like you're more than done. Like you're so fatigued that you're not thinking right. Your body's not burning right. You can't function right. You go back to the gym. You were lifting a plate and a half before, and you're back down to a plate. Why did that happen? There's many reasons, but we're talking just fatigue.
Is because
that's 50-pound drop, like in bench, just because I didn't stop. That's not good. Those are negative views. And again, fatigue will lead to injury. If you keep training while you're tired, you don't realize it, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. People don't realize that. It happens a lot. Plan your trainings right. If you know you're going to train 6 times in a week, do a scale. So if I'm training Monday to Saturday, I'm going to make sure that my Saturday and Friday training are kind of a little low. Not low, but medium low on the intensity scale. I'm going to make sure that my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is kind of the plateau where I go hard. So it's like Monday started me, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, go back down. That allows your body to get that intense training, but also like recuperate during the week. So like you're not
like a bell curve.
Yeah, you're not ramming your body up the whole 6 days. You know, you're like, oh, hard every day. Not like you're gonna get hurt in the end. And you're not going to notice. You're going to be like, one day my shoulder hurts, and you're like, why? I didn't do anything. Yeah, because you heard it before, but you didn't realize. Okay, so again, be careful with that. I heard they say that when you go slower on weights, not only is it hard, but it rips more muscle fibers, which you then replace with protein. Is that true? Slower. So he's talking about eccentric. He's talking about as if I were to do a bicep curl.
Okay, that's what you're.
I'm gonna go down slow. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So yes, anything eccentrically is where you will tend to see more gains if you do more eccentric training. So that's where you see more of the muscle fibers getting torn, and then you consuming the right amount of protein and carbs and everything, you allow it to rebuild it. So a lot of people, if you were to take, that's why sometimes I don't like to do heavy weights. I like to do a little bit lower weights and then switch my tempo. So I'm talking about tempo here. I'm talking about 4 stages. So you have the start, you have the hold, you have the go down, and you have the finish. So you typically, some people like to do a 1 1 1 1. So they'll go like, okay, 1 1 1 1, and then they continue that, and that's like a tempo to follow. If I were to take a 50-pound weight, I can probably do this 8 times, right? 8 to 10 times. If I were to take cut it in half, a 25-pound weight,
quite heavy,
right? But if I take a 25-pound weight, I'll come up, hold an isometric contraction, and then go down for a tempo of 3 to 4. I probably won't be able to get 10 at all.
Yeah.
Just because of that eccentric contraction that's occurring. So yes, eccentric training is probably the best type of training you could do. But again, why just do 1? Do 3 together. You know what I mean? Do some concentric. As you're doing concentric, add a little bit of eccentric. So on your reps, always try to go down a little slower, whether it be a squat, whether it be a push press, whether it be a lat pull down, a bent over row. Always try to go slower down on the stretching of the muscle. Okay, so bicep, that would be the stretching. Bent over row would be when your arms come out. Push press would be when you come back down. Again, the elongation of the muscle, that's where you would want to slow it down. And then make sure that when you're coming back up, for the contraction, squeeze a bit and then go back down. Encompass all 3 for greater gains, if we're going to put it that way.
Pretty much.
All right?
Now, okay, you said concentric?
Concentric, eccentric, isometric.
So concentric is what?
Just coming up.
Right, so it's regular.
It's just the normal contraction of what that muscle does.
Eccentric, so it's like eccentric.
It would be the elongation of the muscle.
Elongation, yeah, I'm trying to do memory games. And then isometric is? Holding.
Iso. Hold. Iso means hold.
Right.
One position.
So like horse stance.
Anything like that. That's about it.
Cool.
Those are the questions. If you guys have more, put them in the comments below. Again, Snapchat me, Instagram me. We'll be back with episode 2. Peace! Take it away, Dad. That's it! Ready?
Just literally do like 10 retarded.
Let's do it.